Last week, we took a huge gamble buying someone else's project car. It's got a fence post exhaust, real furry. Oh. Not too bad. So this week, we're going through and fixing all of the issues that we found with it. And then we're gonna take it out to the track and use it for its intended purpose and see if this headache was actually worth it. Oh wait, but before we get into that, we dropped a bunch of new driver's era gear on the website, new logos, new tees, new hats, a bunch of new stuff for you guys, so make sure to go check it out. The link is in the description. So the biggest issue that this car had was that it was not tuned on USA fuel, which means it doesn't run quite right. So you can tell the car definitely needs a tune because it's only boosting 0.5 bar. It should be a bit higher than that. And it has like a hesitation to it and a little bit of like a misfire. Doesn't seem like a big problem, but because this car is pretty modified and it has a built motor, it's actually worrying me quite a bit because I'm not sure if it's gonna be something other than just the tune. So we're gonna hit the dyno, but before we do that, without falling down the slippery slope, I got a couple things to do. The essentials before we hit the dyno is a pretty short list. We gotta change out some fueling upgrades. We got injectors and a fuel pump from Works, and then we also have to do a mass airflow sensor. We're upgrading to an R35 style sensor. But we can only put the pump in before the dyno because the car won't run otherwise, so I got a bunch of little nonsense to do. All right. Some of the things that bother me the most in cars is when they feel incomplete with like little nonsense. This is a full interior drift car, which I love, but it's missing like little things here and there. So since I bought the car, I started sourcing all the parts I needed. So I got an OEM ashtray, which watch this install. So nice. It's also missing the shift boot and surround, so I ordered up one of those. And the shift knob just is like sitting in place. So this is like all the stuff that's so simple and so easy and makes your car feel like not a huge pile of crap. So much better. Other than that, it's got a real bootleg looking steering wheel, so I've got some options. I've got my suede Sparco wheel here with an extender and a quick release. So I got another Nardi 330. What else we got? Oh, and this car has factory seatbelts, but it was missing a receiver. So you have to wear the harnesses on the street, which is super annoying. So I ordered up a seatbelt receiver that we could just bolt into the chassis down there, and that'll pretty much be it for the interior. Ah, dude, I love the wheel back here, feels good. I just need an extender. All right, today we got a video sponsor and it's someone that I've been using for years, almost every single week of my life, Giraffe Tools. If you know me, you know I love cleaning my cars, and I've had a Giraffe tool set up at home for probably like 3 years now, and it's been phenomenal. They decided that they wanted to support the shop and set us up with a pressure washer and a vacuum, so we're finally gonna have our own car washing station here. Let's start building it. Giraffe Tools has been my go-to because they're compact, auto-organized, and they are perfect for a small amount of space that you need to get a lot of work done in. Also, I don't want my car washing supplies to be a project in themselves. They're ready to use right out of the box, and the installation time is always super quick. And the nice part about this being so easily removable from the wall is that our space is so tight that if we ever have to move our compressor, we could just lift it off the wall, move it, get this thing out of the way, put it back up in like no time. It's simple, it's easy to use, and my garage setup has lasted a really long time, so I'm excited to get the shop set up with the pressure washer and vacuum. Use code VIN to get $50 off your next Giraffe Tools order. It also comes with a bunch of different nozzles, including high pressure, and a bit more widespread nozzle for your more precious of goods. Thank you, Giraffe Tools, for setting up our shop with a proper car wash station and for supporting this episode. I dropped the link in the description below in case you guys want to get your shop space, garage, home, whatever set up. All right, now let's get back to the episode. And this is where the tune can become a very slippery slope. So my initial reaction was, I don't really want to pay someone to tune an ECU that I don't think I want to keep for a long time. But if we were to go to a Haltech now, it's going to cause a full-blown situation of spiraling out of control. This has Had a wing stock and now it doesn't. So the tuner we're gonna see tomorrow specializes in Power FC and SR20s. And he said, just leave it, but you have to do a couple upgrades. One, a larger fuel pump. Two, larger injectors, and then two again is R35 style mass airflow sensor. So the first thing we're gonna do, because we can't drive to the dyno with new injectors or the MAF, so we're just gonna pop in this new fuel pump and be on our way. I figured this is the smartest way to get to the track as fast as possible without going into a full-blown build. I bought this car to not be a full build. I wanna drive it as is and focus on driving, and then we'll do like a G25 550 in a couple months. So this is a Deechworks 420 pump. It's a drop-in replacement with their install kit, and luckily the fuel pump on the S15 is right in the back right here, so it should be pretty quick to get in and out. I used to have to pull the pump out of my S14 like every month. I should be pretty good at this. This is the cool thing about these Deechworks pumps is that they flow up to 4 times more than a factory pump, but they fit in a stock location. They're just a little fatter. You know, me in my 20s, me now. All right, now that I got my ashtray cover in, shift knob swapped out, we're ready to hit the dyno. We're not gonna get too deep into the dyno stuff because we just did a big tuning episode with the Evo 5, but the car has an Apexi Power FC in it, and Apexi is literally 20 minutes from our shop. So Danny from Unrivaled is gonna tune this car. So hopefully we could go thrash on this thing right after we're done. And while we set it up on the rollers, we're gonna swap out to the 740cc Deechworks injectors and an R35 style mass airflow sensor. The mass airflow sensor is a way more modern technology, so it'll allow them to tune it a bit better. So we're doing that now while the engine's nice and hot, and then see what it's gonna do. Before we do some polls, we gotta get some predictions. I want 300 wheel, but everyone here thinks otherwise. Horsepower guess.
282.
282?
I'll be nice, 294.
I like this guy.
I'm gonna say 285.
This guy?
Yeah.
285.
We're going 300. It's got cams. Right here, baby. Right there. Very nice.
It's got cams, rods, pistons.
Yeah, it's got cams.
If you got a built motor and cams and an aftermarket ECU,
You should hit 300.
come on.
But you're not breaking 300 though.
300.0.
Daddy at 20. Yeah.
Change that direction factor a little bit. It'll work out.
Sure.
We got too lucky the last time at the dyno and had no issues. But today, we're back to the normal way of business, and we've got lots of issues going on here. The SR20 has variable valve timing, and variable valve timing solenoid is not engaging. So we tested the solenoid, it does work, but the wire is not getting continuity. So we're gonna jump the wire from the sensor to the ECU and see if we get some power, because right now the car is making very low horsepower because it's not using that variable valve timing. So Chris is running some wires in there. I'm just gonna like avoid it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna hope it works.
Yo, Kuya, the swollest SR mechanic you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah, put that thing up.
How you living?
Living my best life. It's working. It's up to Danny now.
Oh, you
Did my
it?
part.
can't do it.
Right, so it's like spiking way too early.
Right, so basically what's gonna end up happening is the yellow graph comes up, right? But then it can't hold it back here.
Right.
And where do we make all the horsepower on an SR?
Yeah.
It's in the back, right? So as we're dropping boost pressure, we're gonna drop power. Now, if I increase the boost, this will then go higher here, where basically a motor can explode very easily. But then it's gonna keep this trend of dropping back here.
Right.
So I'm gonna be chasing just this section of blowing it up.
Right.
Just to get a higher number back here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whereas like if you had like a Pro Fact or something, you could like bleed the boost.
Right.
in.
If we had the ability to actually have boost control, this would sit flat all the way across the board, and from going from 14 pounds dropping off to 12.6. There's 20 horsepower on the board.
70 torque. I need 20 more. I gotta win this bet.
We all lost. I lost the most, but we all lost.
Yeah, so that's the problem with manual boost controllers.
Yeah. The manual boost controller shortcoming is that you can't ramp in boost, so it just torque spikes really early on, which is hard on the engine. So Danny said we're just gonna play it safe, but honestly, who cares as long as it's fun to drive. So we got a couple more things to do on it, then we're gonna take it out to the track and see if all of this crap has been worth it. Honestly, 260 horsepower actually feels pretty good. I mean, it's a lightweight car. It's got some pep. I felt a little disappointed because I really wanted to hit that 300 mark, but honestly, I don't think you can feel 30 horsepower much. It feels nice. Our VCT wasn't working before, so now it has variable valve timing, so it definitely has a bit more like mid-range punch. It feels pretty good. But the next stop, I want to change some of the aesthetics of this car. It's got a couple of things that really bug me. And luckily, right by our shop is a store that just opened up where you can buy and sell like used JDM parts. So let's go check it out. Dude. This is Up Garage's first store in the United States, and it's literally like 3 blocks from our shop. Up Garage is really big in Japan, and basically they sell used JDM car parts, which is pretty sick, so they might actually have some stuff for the S15, but their prices aren't always that good, but it's pretty cool that you can literally just come in with whatever and they'll buy it for you for like decent value. So let's go check it out. Apexi intake, Z32 MAF, SARD 550 injectors. Have a set of S15 tails, but they're more smoked. I want to get away from smoked taillights. Oh, damn. We're so close. All right, we struck out. They offered me like essentially nothing for this stuff. And I was like, man, I'd rather just give it to someone than sell it to you guys. But I did need a shift knob, so I bought the only shift knob that they had in stock for the thread pitch that I need.
That's cool.
Oh, dude, plus, look, I got a backup knob. It came with more inserts. Now my other knob will work too.
This is the one.
And since I needed another set of wheels to go to the track with, I figured it was a good opportunity to change the setup. So picked up a set of super old, double staggered, chrome CR Kwamis. Pop those on real quick, and then I get to do what I've been wanting to do since I got the car. My 2 biggest gripes, and this. Adjust the suspension, change the wheels, hit the track. I know what you're thinking. You have a lift. Just put it on the lift. Putting a car with this arrow on is so difficult to put it on the lift. I'd rather just do it this way.
The only piece of arrow is on the front bumper.
This is a long-standing debate that we have with all the drift friends is Say it, what is it?
I say a body kit is aero. This is all aero pieces.
And me, coming from more of a track background, I cannot consider riveted on side skirts aero. It's just a kit.
Directs air somewhere. Might not be efficient, but it's going somewhere.
Yeah, this is... It's turbulent.
It's rice turbulent.
So I hit up my boy Cody at BC. We've been friends for many, many, many years, and he got me sorted with a set of coilovers for the S15 because the suspension on the S15 felt really soft and very rolly, even though it had sway bars. So I should ditch those old coilovers and get something new. So he set me up with the DS series front coilover. This is a digressive valve front, and then it has a BR more linear valved rear shock. Cody says that this is a really nice setup for the S15, and I trust him. He's been setting up cars for a long time, so let's throw him in. And one of the other things I really like about the BC coilovers is they come complete with everything. So you've got camber plates up front, you got top houts in the rear, so they're 100% ready to just get thrown in the car. The install on these should be super simple, and I want to adjust the ride height anyways, so let's get to it. Camber is super easily adjustable, so you could just slide it on in. But if that's not enough, they actually give you provisions for more bolt holes further up, right here. So what this allows you to do, if your Allen key, your Allen bolt, hits the shock tower, now you could swap it and slam the camber all the way in, because they know what you're gonna do. They know you wanna be running 6 degrees of camber in the front, which for you grip people sounds ridiculous, but for drifting, 6 degrees of camber up front is pretty much perfect. So there it is. And the rear suspension should be pretty easy. You don't get access to it through the trunk, so you gotta climb through the rear seat. But luckily the interior comes apart in these cars super easy. Still always really fun when you grab the wrong tool after climbing in. Got the BCs installed, car is coming along. I don't know if we're gonna have time to get to an alignment before the track day, and definitely not gonna have time to do the subframe yet, but we'll handle that in the future. Next up, we're gonna go hit the track. This car is going to be a handful because of that active tow situation in the back with those marshmallow subframe bushings, but I gotta go hit the track. Here in California, it gets so hot out in the desert that you pretty much don't wanna drive. Usually by June, it's over. So we're going out, we're gonna meet up with some of the boys, have a little drift day. So let's go see how this thing does. Got in the car before taking the key out.
AC real good.
All right, so for all of you non-California natives, Apple Valley Speedway is kind of the go-to drift track. You know, drift cars, usually pretty low, and the road getting in is literally non-existent. So you just pretty much do like 3 miles an hour for a couple miles to get into this. And by the time you get there, your car's filthy because it's all dirt roads. Some body kits don't survive. And it's deep, like we're in deep sand. This tells you how absolutely desperate we are for tracks in Southern California. It's like a crazy path into a track. And like people with cars they care about are just driving through this to get to the one track we can go to. If there were one other good track to go to in the local area, people would just not tolerate this at all. I wish you could see how deep this is. Like it's a solid like...
Oh no!
It's like a solid like 4 inches of dust.
Yo, I can't even show you outside.
Hey man, I'm trying to keep my car not dusty. You know, you put your chromies on, you get your car dialed in, then you go out to ABS, and by the time you pull up to the track, your car looks like an absolute barn find. There she is! You can finally see the track.
Coolest thing about this car is this fool built this whole engine in his kitchen.
Stove and all, dude.
It's a ripper though. This is my favorite version of you. This is my favorite helmet. This is the dumbest helmet.
Alright, let's see if I remember how to do it.
Look at those gloves, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
That helmet is lit.
Yeah, dude. How you feeling, fool?
Pretty rusty, but it feels good, man. Like, I miss driving and like drifting so much. It's so much fun. I just like cobwebs, new car, like figuring it all out again, right-hand drive for the first time. So it's a lot to figure out, but I felt pretty good, all things considered. I think I gotta collect myself and go again. But right now, I think the grippier tires up front and the looser tires out back feel pretty like crappy. Like it wants to loop out real easy. So you have to like baby angle, but it's fun. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah?
One whole tire down. These tires honestly really sucked. Once we fix the marshmallow subframe bushings, I think alignment will help because the outside of the tire literally looks brand new. I'm gonna swap on the other tires, do a couple more laps. I think that's it for the day. I'm actually coming to an event tomorrow too. I'm back on my seat time shit. I'm going for it.
Powers! Oh my god!
Way, dude! Thank you so much! Never been up for a run with Vid. This is sick. Nice.
Cheater line, dude. Cheater line.
You guys are hanging on to that shade. How's it feel to drift again?
Dude,
or just drive
so
more?
good. I just wish that they would move the tracks closer to the ocean. It's so hot.
Yo, just build it on the beach.
We need a track on the beach.
That would be hot.
That's it.
We got so much space.
we're back at the HQ after 2 full back-to-back days of drifting at the track. The S15 absolutely ripped. It drove to and from the track 2 days in a row and went through 4 sets of tires and is still here. I didn't blast off the kit. The car still stayed together. I drove it with air conditioning. It was great. And honestly, my soul feels better. After I sold my grip and drift track dedicated E36s, I sort of fell out of love with going to the track. It felt like a huge burden to me and I sort of just forgot about it. But I felt incomplete. So right now I feel whole. Like getting back to the track and driving and doing what I loved really helped me like reignite my love for driving. And I feel stupid for letting years pass by without doing it. Both Jolly and I drive our fun cars literally every day. We don't really use the daily drivers as they're intended, but there's something different about using the car for its intended purpose of going out to the track. I don't know who needs to hear it, but if you've been getting in your own way by not doing the things that you enjoy because you feel burnt out or tired or overwhelmed, well, let me tell you, not doing the things that make you happy isn't gonna make you happy. So push through, get out there, go drive your car, enjoy it, enjoy the time you have because it'll make you happy. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. And also, thanks to everyone for subscribing. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. We make videos every Thursday, now until forever. But for now, I'm just gonna go step back and look at this sick lineup.